Namaste, angels. This is a client reading for one of my regular and repeat clients. This client has had several readings done by me, as well as divine light cleanses for both the masculine and the feminine. This is a married couple as well. I'm going to begin with the hashtag creepy deck and fair male. I don't know yet. Hopefully we'll get to see, but when this card turned up, I initially felt that it was attached to the feminine, and that there was some sort of an energy of somebody that had been, at least emotionally abusive, that there was a hurtful or toxic relationship onto which she was still holding, not in a romantic sense, but in the sense of like resentment, pain, something like still linked to it, still gripping that pain and hurt. Then just as I was about to start the camera, I heard that the masculine may have a brother, and this could be him. It could be both, not necessarily the same person, of course, but they could each have their own fair male, and that is a potentially toxic or karmic male and or masculine energy in their life. And to speak of the devils, here's the feminine one. I like when she turns up in reverse, but a feminine one as well. Here they are opposite one another. This can also be, because this guy says Capricorn to me often too. This can also be Lilith in Capricorn showing up, because that occurred yesterday. And it can just be like, evidence of karmic energy in general, potentially surrounding this couple and or, as individuals or, possibly their union. Fair male. Work. Okay, opposite the fair male, I was thinking there could be some work, some sort of karmic debt being paid, work, going toward that. And now work at the top, the male is gone. And he is here opposite the Ice King. The Ice King, for me, tends to represent like the planet Mars. I don't know, this guy is very Martian to me, but also fire signs in general. So Mars rules Aries, so that explains that. But also Leo, comes through with this white lion here. And air signs. This guy could be an air sign too. He could be cold and unfeeling and overbearing maybe. Now, opposite work, this could be a good thing. This could be representing masculine energy and maybe, in fact, Mars. Again, ruler of Aries and also Scorpio. And it can be that very masculine energy of order and discipline and work. Organization. Work. Obstacles. I was going to... Something was coming up here with children. Now, I said before that the fair male could be somebody's brother. This could be a group of siblings. Okay? So I said the masculine's brother. This could be, brother, sisters. And maybe I was shown both of those at the same time, the children and the obstacles, because they are an obstacle to work and progress in this situation. Work and union. Very nice. That's something on which we don't mind working. Work. I'm going to cut. Okay. freedom wanted to be seen as well. And obstacles has wound up at the bottom yet again. And the overall energy is past love. This will represent the divine couple, the recent past, the near future, the masculine's higher self. I must have moved something again. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, the masculine can do. Further advice from the universe and the outcome. Divine couple, long distance. So they each, what I'm getting from this, they each have some situations in their past with which they're dealing right now. Like the long distance, it's more time than space. There may also be some distance between them as a result. Both connected to past love, representing them, like their past love, right? Because all these soulmate and even, you know, divine union, quote unquote, twin flame relationships are about past love, but also past love can have to do with one's past lives and or past. And I'm feeling, yes, again, that they're both having some to deal with something. So for the feminine, it can be that karmic male that I said that left like, you know, left like a scar of pain that she still carries, that she needs to have that scar removed, you know. And for the masculine, it could be something from his childhood having to do with his siblings. The recent past, travel. And look, the plane is going back. So the recent past can be that they both sort of went back in time in a metaphorical sense to these points in their lives where these things occurred. And that's why they're dealing with this now. I got that there could have been some actual travel too. Maybe they traveled to see these people. And the masculine could have traveled to visit the siblings. The feminine could have traveled to, you know, somewhere in her past, or someone from her past may have traveled to her location and she could have bumped into them. That may have sparked something. Could happen with both. The near future. Young male. I think this is a like a May-December relationship, as they say. And in the collective sense, as it relates to the collective, this week's reading, the reading that covers these days, for which I'm doing this reading it's the 11th now. It's just 1:47 in the morning. On the 11th, my time. So they're in another country, actually. They're on another continent. So it won't be the same time for them. But in that reading that goes through the 11th, so through today, our new one starts tomorrow. I had, you know, gotten and talked about how the couple was coming through as kids. You know, divine couples in general in the collective coming through as this very youthful energy, and that's how we should be approaching love. from very youthful and playful and giddy, sort of first time ever I felt like this. And it is when it's a divine union, you know. Doesn't matter how old we are. First time I ever felt like this, I feel like a kid sort of energy. Masculine's higher self. Beauty queen. So this is good, actually. This is about, you know, feeling good about oneself, confident, attractive, popular, just like things are going well for you. The opposite of being in a funk. So I like that. Blocks to the union. Spiritual growth. They're both having to, again, work on themselves right now. And so that's a block to coming together. And not a mistake that, you know, these cards are sort of like consecutive in a line. Having to deal with past situations. Here's where it was initiated. They had to go back. Dealing with this situation is resulting in spiritual growth, but right now keeping them occupied and away from one another. Could be another reason why work continued to show up. They're working on themselves. Or they're working in general. Because working on themselves is working on the union. You know, in effect. What can the feminine do? So, yeah, let go of that soulmate. The karmic soulmate. Finish letting go of that energy. Yeah, if you don't know how on your own, then you may want to seek some sort of help. You know, you may want to join a yoga class. You may want to seek some, you know, energy healing. Doesn't have to be with me. You're welcome to do more with me, of course. But it doesn't have to be. You know, and you're welcome to, of course, choose a different type, or whether it's with me or somebody else. But, you know, my point is, if you feel like you're not getting it done on your own, and perhaps you won't be able, that's nothing to be ashamed of, or, you know, to feel as if you haven't accomplished as much as you should have. It's okay to see a professional. Sometimes the professional doesn't necessarily have anything to do with, you know, the spiritual realms or spirituality at all. Maybe the professional is a psychologist or some sort of therapist, where you go and you talk to somebody about these issues from childhood. Maybe couples therapy, maybe both. You each go to individual therapy, and then, you know, however that works, once a week or bi-weekly, once a month, you come together for therapy on the same couch. It's like when somebody's addicted to something, even if it's something, you know, as simple and legal as, you know, coffee, cigarettes, or whatever. And we say, I can handle it, I can quit. And you're not lying at the time you believe you can. But you keep finding yourself back on it, then you need help. Then I need to go to a doctor and get a patch or some pills, or go to get, you know, hypnotherapy if I want to do something holistic, or practice meditation and prayer and ask the universe to take things from me that, you know, that are negative and replace it with something positive. Like whatever the modality you choose, getting help for the problem is not only okay, it's the smart thing to do. What can the masculine do here? Engage. He's got to be more engaged. These are very contradictory. Where here, well, this is his higher self though, so maybe he wants to like come out, but in the 3D he's feeling stuck and unable to express himself, and maybe unable to even, get to feel his best. This is, I just want to be by myself and not be a part of anything right now. This is what he needs to work on. Further advice from the universe. The universe says this is short term. It's not, and may involve also short term heartache specifically. But this is temporary. And outcome, boom. Union. Okay, I could stop the reading here. Like, okay, let's pack up, let's go home. But we're gonna do some more. I'm going to go on to the Angel Tarot, beginning with the Two of Air. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. I saw this card opposite the Page of Water a couple of times. Now, those of you who watch me know that for me, the pages represent the more youthful of whatever element in which the card is. The Page of Water is a Pisces. The feminine is a Pisces. So right away, as I was shuffling, I said, oh, she's awaiting a decision. And that's not necessarily what it means. I mean, it can mean that she has a decision to make, but right away I said, oh, she's awaiting a decision. So I think that is what the case is. But again, it can be either. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. And speaking of Pisces, it's the moon. The moon represents the sign of Pisces in the tarot. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So like that pain and stuff that I was talking about that you may be holding on to, that can be causing the fear, or there's fear associated with that. I don't want to feel like that again. I'm afraid to feel like that again. And so I'm not going to open up this part of myself. Yeah, that's what you're being asked to let go. And you're also guided to pay close attention to your intuition. You're naturally intuitive as a water sign, and perhaps particularly a Pisces. For me, the order tends to be, although Pisces is the mutable one, I do see Scorpio as more intuitive. That doesn't mean they are. That's how I see it. And Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer will be in that order as it relates to water. For me, Two of Air. And speaking of Scorpio, this is renewal or judgment in the tarot, which represents for me the sign of Pluto, the planet Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio. And this card is about death and rebirth of situations, right? Of potentially relationships. And it's like a make or break moment as it relates to relationships, a crossroad. Where do we go from here? If anywhere. Are we going anywhere? Are we, done? That may be the decision, right? A lot of times we get into separation, especially in a situation where it looks like, the kind that you guys are dealing with, where you're each working on yourselves, and not necessarily having the time or space or energy or maybe even desire in the 3D. We saw it in the masculine in the 5D or higher. But in the 3D, maybe not even the desire to connect. And so you might come to a place, or we tend to come to a place as human beings where we say, maybe this is over. And so that may be where you're at. However, for me, when this card turns up, it tends to be that where you're at is moving forward, or that's the decision, right? And that the card is called renewal here. In the traditional tarot, it's judgment. but it's renewal here. And so even more so, and we have this couple standing before Archangel Jeremiah, who seems to be sort of like ordaining their union. Review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. See, favorable. This is a positive card when it turns up. It's time to move in a new direction. So whichever direction is forward and positive is the one in which it's time to move. Two of air. The nine of water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. So that's a yes. In answer to the decision, that's a yes as far as moving forward and being positive. From the minor arcana. Two of air. And it's the two of earth, which can be about work and effort. For me, also is often representing deja vu from hell, as I call it, because it's like we keep coming to the same place over and over again. Like, why are we here again? How did we get here again? You know, I want to be somewhere else, like forward. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. This also guides us to be, remember near future young male, and I started talking about being youthful and playful and childlike as it relates to approaching our relationships. So the angels in this case agree. Consider a more playful approach. Two of air. And it's the eight of water, a desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So we just saw that. And that spiritual growth. And now there is a desire to move on from it, because remember that it's causing us a block because we're working on it so much. There is a desire, at least, to move forward when that karmic work is over. Two of air. I'm going to cut. Ace of water. Beautiful. Falling in love, the resurgence of a relationship. So this is on the heels of judgment, which again also represents water for me. It represents Scorpio, Pluto. Spiritual growth. And on the heels of the eight of water, you know, these two cards are very similar for me. They're both about real enlightenment and coming to a new understanding, and then starting out on a new path, a more positive one. Also enhanced intuition, similar to the moon. Maybe even a new home. And a new home doesn't have to be a physical house, although it can be. You guys can be getting a new home, or that may be in your future. But a new home can be, you know, Luther Vandross had a song that said, a house is not a home if there's no one there. Like, the house is nothing. The home is made up of the two of you. So the new home can be part of your new path. Overall energy is the three of water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or a birth announcement, and the need to have more fun. So this can be about the masculine needing to engage, maybe the two of you engaging together, maybe, you know, being more social together, a date night or something. Perfect. For those of you who don't know, of course, the feminine does know, but for those of you who don't, who are just tuning in and watching this, the masculine is in fact a Virgo. And here he's the Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. So Knight of Earth is someone who's on path, but he can be slow because he's very, very methodical. and very, very paced. Doesn't like to rush things. He has like a plan that he wants to stick to. He's surrounded by the high priestess with Archangel Haniel, which can be you. Because this represents the sign of Gemini for me, or water sign. So as a Pisces, this can be you. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. This can be his energy too, as in formulating his plan. And in his subconscious, the king of fire, the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic, is the king of fire. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The king of fire is a Leo. So maybe like that card that showed up in the beginning, with the Martian-like energy on it, with the big white lion. A Leo, an Aries, which Mars rules, or a Sagittarius. The Knight of Earth, yes, I said the masculine's a Virgo, also represents, of course, Capricorn and Taurus. The feminine, Four of Air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. So here's your decision again. Meditation may provide answers. We talked about that also. And maybe even something like yoga, where it's both exercise that helps you release like toxins and toxicity in general. So mind, body, and soul, but also is a means, at least to me and for me, of meditation as well. Feminine, surrounded by the Seven of Water, a complex decision. The need to do more research. Stop procrastinating. So you may have a decision to make as well. You have several options, perhaps. This can be about other admirers and energies surrounding you as well. And choices. You have choices. In your subconscious, mirroring the masculine's king of fire, is the Knight of Fire. The Knight of Fire is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless, and like the king, a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Sitting here under stop procrastinating. Time is of the essence. It needs immediate attention, so you can't just keep like... This can be about having your head in the clouds too. This can be representing your Pisces. Like not focusing. Because this card for me is very Neptune, ruler of Pisces. And that Neptunian energy can be about like, am I really seeing what I think I'm seeing? And I don't know what to, it can be very foggy. We can feel very foggy when Neptune is about. Crowning, it's the Three of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. So this is similar to Judgment as it relates specifically to work, in that we're about to get a promotion, a raise, a bonus, some sort of accolade from our boss or something. And it guides us to remain on path. Like, don't slack off now. You're doing a great job. Keep going, and you're about to be rewarded for you earned this. Of course, threes also represent what I call a party of three, and that's something with a situation, a circumstance, or something involving a third energy, which may actually be a third person. Not necessarily romantic. I mean, sometimes it is for some people. I'm not necessarily feeling that right now for you. But a third energy. I was getting, because I'm getting stuff for both of you. Because I was trying to get like whether or not I felt that the energy was positive. So for you, it is connected to this. And again, like I was saying, this could be other energies like vying for your attention. This can be some of the stuff you're holding on to. So you have to make the conscious decision to let that third energy go. For the masculine, it can more have to do with work or some sort of project that he's putting his efforts into and awaiting like the reward. He needs to keep going. At the root, ego. So we don't want to get caught up in this just because we're working on something potentially financial or material. Ego can be about being overly obsessive about those types of things and or feeling stuck. So we can feel stuck because of something material or financial as well. Like I can't move on because I don't have this stuff. I don't have a car. I don't have a new car. I don't have money. So I'm stuck in that sense. And where it doesn't relate to the material or financial, it can just be about feeling bound. But you're not really. It's a false sense of entrapment. Being overly focused on material things or negative or fear-based thoughts. Now, for you, it's likely that again. These negative and fear-based thoughts connected to old energies in your life that, haven't necessarily been the best experiences. And so you're holding on to like residual anger and resentment and pain and stuff. And that's why the meditation is necessary to help you to release that. The heart of the matter, the world. So another 3 for you guys. And this card is about like what I was just talking about. A job well done. So you're on the right path. Like, don't give up. You've earned what's coming to you. Stay the course. But at the same time, some of these things you should have and, maybe could have done on your own for whatever reason you did not. So now a more karmic energy, the universe, steps in to help you along. It's the path toward enlightenment as well. So that's spiritual growth again. This means that there is a situation, a circumstance, a relationship, a combination of those, whatever, from which the universe is going to free you. The universe is going to ease you out of a situation and help you onto your new path. We're going to further clarify these with the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels, beginning with playfulness. And I saw this card, opposite wedding, over and over and over again. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So we've seen a couple of messages in this regard already. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. We've seen this already as well. Playfulness. Free yourself. We just saw this. It's time to take back control of your life. Free yourself. Worth waiting for. Night is slow, but divine timing is at work in your love life. Free yourself. And finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Free yourself. I'll go one more. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. It isn't a relationship. It's not a relationship anymore. It's an old energy that you're holding on to. Let the unrequited love go. Finances and career. I'm going to cut. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. I think I'm aware that the feminine has a child, and I think that one of these old energies is his other parent. And I think, again, that the children also represents the masculine and his siblings. Boom. Just like the Ace of Water suggested, your overall energy is reconciliation. someone from your past is returning to your life. Not only the Ace of Water, the Union card also. I mean, we've seen evidence of this, right? We knew that this is toward what we're working. Okay. I was going to put this one here, but you see that one wants to go there. The angels trump me. The etheric angels trump me. I'll put it that way. This one's going to go here now. And this will go here. And this will go here. Atop the Knight of Earth. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So he could be pacing himself because he's, again, dealing with, some issues from his childhood. Maybe there's a fear of opening himself up completely as well. Again, stemming from something from his childhood. Maybe not being shown, what love looks like as a child. That happens, to many of us. Atop the High Priestess, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Atop the King of Fire, past life relationship. You've known each other before. This could be simply connected to him being, the divine masculine in a divine union, a past life relationship. Atop the Four of Air, passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So again, you've got to do like medication and rest and recovery in order to get to a point where you're able to do that, where you're able to let go of pain and just allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Atop that potential pain, the Seven of Water, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So if you're wondering about that, you got a decision to make about that again. And whether or not to put the work in, maybe that's a decision you want to make. The answer is yes, this is your soulmate. Atop the Knight of Fire, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So the situation that needs immediate attention is your relationship. And so you've got to shift into this, playful, lighthearted mode. And if you want to approach it and approach your true feelings and sentiments. So again, don't be afraid to allow it to just naturally happen and occur, but don't be afraid to seek some, help, assistance from a friend or professional, whatever it is, in advance of this, like having seen this reading, knowing what you have to do. Okay, well now now I know what I need to do. Now I have the decision. I need to work on this so that, yes, we can come together, whatever the case is. Crowning atop the Three of Earth. Love yourself first. So again, this is a third energy. Maybe we've been putting them before ourselves. For you, I said I was feeling maybe like your child's other parent or something. For example, being here with this Seven of Water. So maybe you've been thinking that you're doing something for your child, that you're doing it because we do that as mothers. Putting that situation first, or holding on to that energy for that reason, but you're guided by the romance angels to love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And the same thing for the masculine, to let go of, this fear about love and maybe whomever or wherever he picked that up, let that go and love himself first as well. And it's above work as well. Like everything is not about just putting all your energy into work and projects. And that could be coming back to the potential of being overly obsessed about material things. When we're like that, we don't get them. We block our blessings. I'm up to this card, coincidentally. Okay. So anyway, a top ego or the devil is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations helping you together. So we have calling in your soulmate here, crossing soulmate. That's awesome. And at the heart of the matter, atop the world, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So maybe, like I was saying, a date night or something for you guys could do this, but you know, could help to facilitate all it is you want to do. But again, you may wish to prepare first before just jumping into it. I also wanted to give you some advice cards from the Angel Therapy deck. I felt like we needed therapy. So maybe this is all the therapy we need. That's a possibility too. You might not need to go to talk to a friend or therapist. We're going to begin with be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain. This is perfect. Okay. Do that in exchange for peacefulness and integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. This is connected to paying attention to your intuition as well. Integrity. Boom. Twin flame. The answer to your question, okay? The answer to your question, remember we had that 7 of water under here, and we've already been told the answer is soulmate. And now to double down on that, the answer to your question is not only soulmate, but twin flame, and a spiritually based romantic relationship. Twin flame. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. On that note, I'll go ahead and cut. I think we've seen what we needed to see there. What's this one they want us to look at? Parents. So I was saying that there's children and siblings and stuff, and now parents coming into play. So I think this is for the masculine. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. Listen to that sentence, because I was just saying over here, maybe he wasn't shown love. So I think that this is the angels wanting to say to me, yeah. So let's work on this for a second. They love you eternally to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you to heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. And the card to which I otherwise would have come, shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh, fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. Perfect. Overall energy is vacuum away fear. Call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. So to the masculine, specifically from this deck, cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. Remember the deja vu from hell? We're repeating it. That wasn't the suit of earth, too. It's the 2 of earth, or 2 of pentacles, 2 of coins, that represents that for me. So that could be the masculine, like repeating patterns and things. He's guided to cease with that now and to seek help in doing so. For you, past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you to remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. So if you're wanting to do that, then you may want to call on specifically Archangel Jeremiah, who was pictured on the Judgment card, or Renewal. He is the patron, the governor of past lives among the archangels. From the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine work. So continuing to put effort in and work on it, engaging, being more engaging, no more wallflower. For you, gossip. Stop listening to what people are saying or worrying about what people are saying. Listening to foolishness that they're trying to feed you and things of that nature, like allowing it to affect you. That's something else you have to release. Shield yourself from this sort of thing. From the angels to the masculine, the Four of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, because he's overly obsessed with it for whatever reason. This card can also turn up when you're making actually good business decisions and having to do with giving to the less fortunate as well. As it relates to love, it can be about, like holding on to love too tightly. So remember, he needs to love himself. It's safe for him to love. So this can definitely mean that for him. He's holding on to it tightly because he doesn't feel that it's safe. The angels show up to say, yes, loosen the reins on that. Another meaning of the card in general is, overly giving out too much love. I don't, that's not the masculine in this case's issue. His would be holding on too tightly to it. The angels to you, the Queen of Air. Queen of Air is independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. You know what she's really awesome at? Cutting out stuff that no longer serves her. Not the soulmate, of course. Except whereas it relates to the karmic soulmate, which you were shown in the other spread, and maybe among these choices here. She's really good at that. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, and seeing the humor in a situation. The Queen of Air is a Gemini, but perhaps more likely an Aquarius, right? With Aquarius being the fixed sign of the air element. Or Libra. This person you have to cut off could potentially be an air sign. They don't have to. This could be Venus too, like showing up to help you. She is the Queen of Air. And the, planet and goddess of love as well. So she could be helping you get rid of stuff that's in the way of love. That's her specialty. From the romance angels to the masculine, healing family issues. What I say this whole time I was doing this reading, from the moment I started, I feel somebody's brother. I hear brother, siblings, children, parents, healing family issues. That's what the masculine has to work on. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, but not just your parents. Any and everybody that is so impactful upon you that they would be able to get in the way of your progress and your life. Those relationships have to either be repaired or left behind. The Queen of Air has to cut them off. And, that's going to be up to him, which occurs in which case. But one or the other has to happen. And for you, finally, the reason you've got to work on all this stuff and clear away all this old, stale, and toxic energy is because you deserve love. You are lovable. And, you do that and you're going to have that love. Right? Remember, union, it awaits you. Happy, awesome union as soon as we get through the remainder of this karmic work. I hope that you enjoy your reading and you find it helpful, dear. Namaste, Angel.